Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to take a preview. We're going to take a look at what the Year of the Wood Snake 2025 has in store for all those people who are born in the year of the goat, the month of the goat, on a goat day, or in a goat hour. So anybody who has the goat in their Bazi chart, they will encounter certain energies in the year of the wood snake. Some of them may be positive, some of them may be a little bit more negative. And we want to take a look at what it is that we can expect and how we can make use of the good things and hopefully avoid some of the more negative energies that may be coming our way. So let's take a look and see what is in store for the goat. Now, obviously, first things first, you will have to plot your Bazi chart. So you can go to this link here. I'll also post it in the description to the video. And then you just plot your chart. Now, you don't necessarily need to know your time of birth, but obviously this always gives us a little bit more of an accurate picture. And so if you do know the time of birth, please do enter it and plot your chart. And you will see something like this, like what you have here on the screen. Now, this is what we call the year pillar. This is what we call the month pillar. This is what we call day pillar, and this would be the hour pillar. And for those of you who are new to Bazi astrology, you will see that there are actually up to four animals in a chart. So here we've got the tiger in the year, the dragon in the month, the rat in the day, and the snake in the hour. So you can have up to four different animal signs in your Bazi chart. It's not just the year animal sign that is important. We are actually looking at all of them because they all bring certain energies with them that we will have to deal with on an annual basis. So these four animal signs together, they make up the year or what we can expect. Now, some of us have four different animals. There may also be repeating animals, so that's perfectly normal. So don't worry about that. But since we are focusing on the goat today, check whether you have the goat anywhere in your chart. It can appear in the year, the month, the day, or the hour. Now, depending on where it appears, it will impact different aspects of your life. So if you have the goat in the year is more related to your social network, your wider friendship circle, not necessarily closest friends, yeah, but the wider circle of friends, maybe your social media audience, your industry, your business network, and also distant relatives. So this is all the year, what the year governs. Now, the month itself, if you have the goat in the month, then this outlook that I'm going to talk about has more to do with your business, your work environment, maybe your boss, your co-workers. If you're a business owner, then this is your actual the business itself, the company that you're running, maybe your business partner. And from a family perspective, it can also relate to your parents. Now, if you have the goat in the day, then this outlook is more geared towards your personal well-being, your health, your mindset, and also your relationships. So very close relationships, whether that's with your spouse or your very, very close circle of friends, or if you have a tight-knit family. So these sort of relationships are all represented by the day. And then lastly, the hour. If you have the goat in the hour, then this outlook refers more to your dreams, your ambitions. If you have children, then it represents your children. If you don't have children, then anybody who is somehow dependent on you. And the people who work for you, for example, and just generally sort of like the hopes that you have for yourself and also your investments. Yeah. So check where you have the goat if you have it in your chart. And then let's look into what we can expect for the goat. So the goat here, it looks a little bit lopsided. Yeah, there's like just one auspicious stars and there's a whole host of inauspicious stars. But as we always say in Bazi, first of all, you have more than just one animal sign in the chart. So the goat makes up just 25% of your chart, right? If you have it in the chart. That's one thing. The second thing is that the inauspicious stars don't just bring you a bunch of bad luck. They just indicate that if you perform certain aspects that are negatively impacted, or if you perform certain actions, sorry, that are negatively impacted by these inauspicious stars, then you may run into bad luck. So as long as you avoid certain actions, you will still be absolutely fine. Yeah. So please don't feel discouraged if you see this. This does not mean that you have a year of bad luck. All right. So as for the auspicious star, we've got the bright hall star. And this bright hall star basically makes you very visible. It blesses you with sort of like good reputation, popularity. And if you are popular and if you have a good reputation and if you work on your reputation throughout the year, then obviously this can help you advance in your life and in your career. So make use of this. Work on being the best version of yourself, and then also putting yourself out there. Make sure that you mingle with the right people and really sort of like up your game, especially in the social media sphere. So if you're a KOL, if you're an influencer, if you're somewhere out there online, then make sure that you prepare really good content, that you're really visible, that you're everywhere. And this bright hall star will really, really boost your appeal. Now, when it comes to the inauspicious stars, so we've got here the separating edge. This usually brings a tendency to sort of feel a little bit isolated and disconnected. And it's almost like you want more me time next year. And so a lot of times you tend to say no when you are invited to social gatherings or social events. And you sort of like feel the need to isolate yourself a little bit more. But this is really the wrong thing to do. Don't withdraw completely. Yeah, don't separate yourself from your social circle. This would be the wrong thing to do. When you feel or when you notice that you're more and more withdrawing, make a concerted effort to actually pick up the phone and call someone and set up a date or go out for dinner or lunch with a friend. Yeah. Otherwise, at the end of the year, you feel like you've missed out on a lot of really, really fun stuff because you just said no to everything. Yeah. Now, the female pettiness is represented here in this in the goat by the flying chase. So this the flying chase usually brings a lot of gossip and sort of backstabbing, mostly from the females in your family. Family or co-workers, yeah, depending on where it appears in your chart. But usually it's females who are fairly close to you, who sort of, they're not very encouraging, let's put it this way. Yeah, everything you do, there's just some sort of criticism. And when you do this, when you give in to this, it can be very, very depressing, right? So stop listening to the gossip. Yeah. Just walk away from it and don't even engage in it, really. Be bigger than that. And don't get into fights with female friends or female family members. Just walk away and that's it. Now then we've got the funeral door here. Now the funeral door can mean different things. So first of all, it usually means that you are much more easily affected by fear and negative emotions around you than in any other year. So it's really important that you avoid putting yourself into situations where you are surrounded by people who maybe don't have the best energies or don't have your best interest at heart and who are trying to drag you down, because it affects you much, much more than in any other year. So make sure that you don't expose yourself too much to toxic situations and toxic people. On the other hand, funeral door can also mean that there may be elderly family members who may get sick. So make sure that you check in with them more often and that you take an active part in their lives. Now, it doesn't mean that anybody is dying. It's just a fairly negative name for an energy, because back in the days, people would die of a sore throat. That's not the case anymore. So we don't really have to be that afraid, but make sure that you take care of the elderly family members in your family and call them a little bit more often, visit them a little bit more often if you can. Then we've got the leopard tail. Leopard tail means you're just going around offending people. Or like whether you want it or not, you tend to say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and that gets you into deep shit, right? So think before you say anything, think before you act, and make sure that you don't step on other people's toes. I know sometimes we have the best intentions and we try to do something for other people, but maybe that's not really wanted, and then they feel offended. So be a little bit more careful and try to be a little bit more aware of the boundaries that other people have so that you don't offend them, right? Now, the moon brings just minor obstacles and setbacks. The key here is not to get upset when things don't immediately work out the way you want them to work out. Very often, it's just a matter of timing, or a matter of adjusting your strategy or the way you're doing things. The moonsha doesn't bring obstacles that stop you in your tracks, and that kind of like ruin everything. It's just a small, like annoying obstacles, annoying setbacks that force you to rethink how you do things, right? And then usually the second try, you will be okay, you will succeed. But you need to be aware that you need to make a second try. Yeah, don't get discouraged. That would be the worst thing that could happen if immediately after you happen upon a setback, you get discouraged and don't even try anymore. So keep that in mind. And it's not the setbacks that are coming with the moonsha are not insurmountable. They're small things. They're just annoying, right? And so you may get a little bit more irritated. Then we've got the great Shah. Now, the Great Shah basically has a brings a tendency to make you impatient and reckless and overeager, and so you do things before you've thought everything through. So if you're not careful, then it could damage your finances, it could damage your reputation. So whenever you feel like you want to charge ahead without even thinking about plan A, B, and C, stop yourself in your track and check in with yourself and maybe with others if what you're doing is actually the right thing to do. Because really, you got to be a bit careful. You tend to be super impatient. Yeah. And when we're impatient, we tend to take action that we later regret. And then lastly, we have the month Sha. The month Sha is very similar to the moon Sha. So it just brings sort of setbacks and obstacles. And it seems like things are just crumbling around you. But if you take a step back and look at the situation, you will actually realize that what is actually crumbling around you is just the stuff that you don't need anyway in life. And so that's just falling away. And sometimes that's a little bit painful, but ultimately it is actually good for you. Yeah. So again, do not get discouraged. All right. So this is for the goat. Again, it is not a bad year for the goat. Yeah. Don't think that. Just be a little bit more careful with what you do, how you do it. Don't just charge ahead without thinking. Don't be too impatient, and you're actually going to be just fine. Okay. So good luck to all of those who have the goat in the chart. If you have any questions, comments, please put them in the chat below. And of course, you can also get a more comprehensive reading with me where we're going to look into much more than just the animal signs. So just contact me if you'd like to have a reading like that for 2025. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share this video out with anybody who may be interested. Okay, see you guys soon. Take care.